Okay, I'm Scott Boettcher from Sandhills, Nebraska, and just wanted to comment on the pipeline deal there, that living on the west side, this pipeline wasn't crossing us, but we were concerned enough about our land and water that we got involved in this and decided we wanted to fight for the people in our community to help protect our water and the Sandhills. And with radio ads and testimonies, driving, everything, putting into this, that I can say that our families probably spent over or right at $10,000 in radio ads and everything, trying to get the people rallied and together in on fighting this pipeline's routing.
Your family paid out of your own pocket for $10,000 worth of radio ads to fight this pipeline. We
didn't ask for any money donations from any other organizations or nothing. This was all
That's incredible.
Put in just by 4 families in out of ours, and I mean there's other people pitched in on some of these ads and everything too, but we don't have the total amount yet, but we know that it's probably going to be that much, but we were concerned enough to throw in that much to help try to get this rerouted, or because of some of the things that were being said, and anyway, some of the people along the line have probably received that or more for their easements, and we've spent that much out of our own pockets to fight this.
Wow.
And I guess we maybe got a little relief today, but we're not happy till we see what the route is.
Yeah, and Scott, what do you...
Because that's minute. It could be a very minute win.
So you think that it could be just a minimal alteration to the route?
Yep.
And what do you think about just the pipeline in general? Do you think this is just what's your opinion on it?
When I see that this comes together down in Kansas into one line, I don't understand why they have to have all these feeding lines in there. And I don't know, I guess the more you look at it, it's maybe not the thing that we really need in the long run either. That, we're dependent on it for now, but, future goes on, and I had that in that one piece, that testimony that I give. As life goes on here and we become less dependent on oil, do we need to spend these kind of dollars on electricity to pump this stuff? There's another thing that people haven't took into consideration, like here in the state of Nebraska. You have the coal that's brought in here from Wyoming to fire or electric plants to produce energy. Every 50 miles they're going to have a pumping station. In 1,700-mile stretch, that's 300 pumping stations.
For the Keystone now you're talking.
That is going to be burnt just to move this crude, and that's one pipeline. That ain't Keystone 1, that ain't the first one built and the ones coming. So look at the amount of electric energy that we're going to burn just to move a crude oil to the coast to be refined, and it's not even usable yet. And someone needs to tally up the amount of energy of electricity, kilowatts, that'll be burnt just to move this. Like your bike, electric car, the kilowatts they'll burn to move this crude would be run a lot of vehicles for a long time, I think, up and down the roads with the new ones that are coming out. So yeah, there's a future look that should be looked at too, of the amount of fuel burnt of coal to provide electricity, to move crude, to have a gallon of fuel.
When we've got, we've got all the wind and solar resources that are, it's free fuel. We'll just tap it.
Yeah. So that's one thing I guess I want to put out there too, is about the electricity, that in our I know we need to upgrade some of our lines and all that, but that's fine too. No, and just like there's so many ifs on the whole project. That's why I said too that it's an experimental project. No one will really know for sure what's going to happen until it was put in place, and then we'll learn to live with what the consequences of what happens after it's in place. You know, that I don't think anyone really can truly answer some of the questions. I mean, they've got scientists, they've got facts and everything. They don't have a degree on the wall on anything, just other than living and knowing enough generations of how the land has changed and the water in our community, that I feel like I understand it just as well as some of these people that don't come out and see, just like these Sandhills and Aquifer. There's been a lot of people, if you don't come visit and see firsthand what it is really like, I don't think you can really make an opinion on this until you see it firsthand of what kind of soil type and the water that we live in.
I can tell you, Bruce, riding past it and through it, I was blown away. I was looking at the Aquifer on the surface.
This is Scott.
I'm sorry, Scott. Oh,
we get in that.
Sorry,
that's
yeah,
problem.
brothers.
I did grow whiskey. That's kind of keep us apart. But,
all right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, Bruce, I've stayed at home, did a lot of work there, and he's spent more time than I have on this. And you know, he's kind of was the one that rallied our family into saying we need to stick up for this, and I guess everyone's kind of proud of each other, I guess, for doing their part of trying to change some things, I guess, in our government, or to be heard. I guess that is kind of good to know that for the future generations, speak out. If you can get the groups, you will be heard, I guess, too. You know, that just what you're doing here too is tremendous, of taking testimonies and seeing people up and down this whole line, and your trek across the other direction is that's what draws people. Numbers can make differences. But,
Scott, you're an inspiration, you and your family, to me and to a lot of people who are going to hear about this. So thank you for your leadership in fighting this thing.
Well, thank you and all the other people out there. I mean, none of us want to take credit.
Yes,
it's
a team
the
effort.
whole team. It's the whole people in the community to get people involved, that you can move mountains if you get people involved.